Hey guys, what's up? And today I'm going to try and prove why Luka Doncic is not a bust and Trae Young could be. As a lot of you guys are saying that Trae Young, he's not a bust, that really will never be. I'm going to try and prove through stats why Doncic can play defense and why he's not a bust, so let's just get right into it. And there will probably be a bit Luka biased, but I'm trying to use as much stats as possible to do this because I feel like that's the most fair way to do it. So let's just look at Luka's stats throughout his past years. His first season in the NBA, 21 points per game, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds. I mean, that's a lot of points, especially for a rookie. And just a lot of rebounds, assists, made Doncic do better than usual. And this is going to be a long video, so I knew you guys have already checked the timestamp. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but you guys have already checked the timestamp, so you know. But yeah, this is going to be a long video. But Doncic doing great that season, considered one of the best, if not the best, rookie seasons since LeBron James, which, I mean, that's just insane. And then you have last season, he became an all-star, starter, was in the MVP conversation, especially early in the year. Fell off a bit toward the end, but was still always in the top 5 to top 10 MVP argument situation and has some of the best odds for next year to win MVP. About 29 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. And I'm not really going to bring up a lot of 2K stuff, but I do want to say Luka is amazing in 2K Sims. Trae Young never really goes far. Maybe last year in 2K19, but in 2K20, Luka wins like 10 straight MVPs. Trae Young usually doesn't win an MVP. But it's 2K. So Luka's always been pretty efficient, about 46% from the field, and always about an average three-point shooter, and kind of an average free throw shooter. But he's not a liability on those sides at all, not a liability at all on offense. And Luka Doncic, I don't feel like anyone can really argue this, has some of the best basketball IQ in the game. I think the only person who really rivals it that is playing right now is probably LeBron. LeBron has been in the league for like 17 years. Luka's been in the league for 2. Of course, he played in EuroLeague. So I'm going to get to his stats later when I want to compare Luka and Trae's stats a bit more. But yeah, Luka Doncic, like Mike Korzemba said also, he has that it factor where you just know something is special about him. That was not my words. That is not Luka biased. That is what Mike Korzemba said. Over 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube, one of the biggest basketball YouTube channels. That's what he said. I do think he has that it factor, but I want to prove that is not biased. That's what he said. Now we look at Trae Young stats. It's going to be about the same. So about 19 points, and this is rookie season. Luka 21. Of course, Trae Young went off at the, second half of the year. First half of the year really seems like he's going to be a bust, but first half of the year did not perform well at all. 8.1 assists, but Luka had 6. So, I mean, Trae Young still had more, but it's not a ton more. And only 3.7 rebounds, while Luka had about 8. And I think that's a big gap. It always will be. Luka Doncic is a way better rebounder than Trae Young, and I don't think anyone can really debate that. You also think about size. I mean, Trae Young, he's undersized for a point guard. And then let's look at last year. So last year, or technically this year, both of them all-star starters, though I don't really think Trae Young should have been. Bradley Beal can play defense. I mean, I'm not going to go all into Bradley Beal. This is a Trae Young, Luka Doncic video. I could do a video on that if you guys want. But Bradley Beal does play defense, I do want to say. I mean, he's not the best defender ever, but he's better than the average defender. But you have Trae Young, 29.6 points per game. Incredible. But I do want to say this. He was on the team. Clay Capella didn't play a single game. John Collins was out for like 30 games since he missed to a 25-game suspension. DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish had some bad years. Like, I'm a UVA fan. So this is not even biased. I'm a UVA fan. I'm a full DeAndre Hunter fan. But he did pretty bad this season. I mean, he had some flashes, but him and Reddish did really bad. Kevin Huerter, he's okay, but he's Kevin Huerter. They really didn't have anyone on the team. I mean, Jabari Parker was, I think Jabari Parker was, the third leading scorer. I'll try and bring it up later in the video, but I'm pretty sure Jabari Parker was literally the third leading scorer on the team. Second or third, and that's really sad if Jabari Parker's. Like, we thought he was going to be good, but he really wasn't. You can't really argue that. But about the same points per game, Trae Young had plus, 1. He had 1 more point per game, so good for him. Turnovers, I actually want to bring this up. Trae Young had 3.8 and 4.8, respectively. Not really. They're not that good. Luka had 3.4 and 4.2 in their 2 years. So Trae Young put up, more turnovers per game. And then you also have, so Trae Young, 9.3 assists. Great job. He's a great assister. I really can't argue that. Luka, 8.7. So all your arguments against Trae and Luka about them Trae putting up more assists. He's putting up more assists, but it's really close. Then Luka putting up 9.3 rebounds, with Trae putting up 4.3. He's never going to be a good rebounder, I think we can all say. And you also look at Trae Young's three-point percentage. It's a good 36% this year. It's still better than Luka's. And Luka's is 32%. But it's not Steph Curry level averaging. And, it's not Steph Curry. He's not Steph Curry level averaging shooters. Then let's look at per 36, because I really like per 36 when you talk about some people have about the same minutes, but it's a bit different. So per 36, this year, Trae Young averaging about 30 points, 9.5 assists, and 4.3 rebounds. Luka Doncic averaging about 31 points, so more points per game than Trae on per 36 minutes. And I think you can really use that as a statement because, if it's a player who's putting up 10 points per game and a player who's putting up 30, then you can't really use that as an argument. But if you're putting up about the same minutes, but maybe 1 or 2 off, I think it's okay to use that argument. And he's putting up better. 10 rebounds, which Trae Young, like I said, 4.3 rebounds in per 36. And Trae's putting up 9.5 assists. Luka's putting up 9.4. That's pretty much the same assist total. I guess 0.1. Okay, Trae Young's putting up 0.1 more assists per game. Alright, cool. But then you also look at defense. Luka's averaging 1.1 steals and 0.2 blocks. I guess it's not that good, but it's not that bad. Trae is averaging 1.1 steals and 0.1 blocks. But if you look, Trae Young is one of the worst defenders in the NBA. I think we can all agree with that. AM Hoops has said, I'm not a big YouTuber, but good YouTuber that I watch, and I would definitely guarantee to check him out. AM Hoops. He said in an All-Star video that Trae Young is the worst defender in the NBA. So, and right now I'm going to check on-off stats, because I really want to go into that, and then I'll look at the rosters, and then I'll talk about why I think Luka's really better, but the stats are pretty much proving it right here. So, on the court, I really haven't looked at these a ton, so if Luka gets proved wrong here, I'm going to look like not smart, but, it's just on court, for difference, negative 4.8% rebounding, negative 1 steals, and negative 3.2 blocks. And yes, he's getting plus 2 assists while doing that. But still, that's not good. He's getting, while on the court, the team is getting less, while he's on the court, the team is getting negative 3.5 rebounds than when he's off the court. And, it's just worse rebounding, worse defense. It's worst. Everything that's defense while he's on it. But I think we've already established that he's not a good defender. Now let's check Luka. Negative 0.2 rebounding. That's defensive rebound. 0.1, and plus 1.1% rebounding total. So he's better. He helps the team on the offensive end. And then, negative 1.9 blocks. I'll say that. He's not that good at blocking. But you can look from rebounding. rebounding's really important in defense. Like, rebounding's one of the top things in defense. They're doing good when he's doing that on defense. So, I mean, yeah. And then plus 0.2 steals percent when he's on the floor, minus 0.9 blocks. Okay, you know, I'll admit, not good at blocking, but when he's on the court, they do better at rebounding. They do better at steals. And he's not a defensive liability. He's, I would argue, in the top half of defenders in the NBA. And he's only, also, Trae Young, he's 2 years in, yes. Rookies and sophomores, young players, do not do good at defense. Unless you're Matisse Thybulle, he's amazing at defense. But most rookies and sophomores don't do good at defense. Trae Young is one of the worst defenders in the NBA. I think we can all agree with that. Arguably the worst, since Isaiah Thomas technically isn't in the NBA. Well, Luka Doncic, he is average. And for a rookie or sophomore to be average in the NBA at defense is incredible. I mean, most, like I said, most rookies and sophomores, most young players aren't that good at defense. And I'm pretty sure Luka's also younger than Trae. Let me see. Yeah, Luka is 21 and 81 days. Which, I mean, he's already broke 20 Mavericks records. While Trae is 21 and 243 days. So, I mean, Luka's younger than Trae, and he's way better at defense than Trae. I think the stats I'm proving has proven he's way better than Trae already. And then I want to look at their teams compared together and just show why Trae Young has some bloated stats. So, I'll admit, Luka Doncic definitely has some help to get to the playoffs. Kristaps. But I do want to say also, other than Kristaps, the team is not that good. And you have Tim Hardaway, who puts up about 16. Good, but all he really does is score. Seth Curry, great three-point shooter. Dwight Powell, Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber, Jalen Brunson, J.J. Barea, DeLon Wright, Boban, Justin Jackson, Willie Cauley-Stein, Courtney Lee, Ryan Broekhoff. I mean, this team isn't that good except for Luka and Kristaps. I feel like other than Luka and Kristaps, there's probably a few players that are pretty good, are okay, like Tim Hardaway, Seth Curry. But other than Luka and Kristaps, there's pretty much no stars. But I mean, he is getting help. But Trae on his team is John Collins, who missed, like I said, he played 41 games this year. DeAndre Hunter and Kevin Huerter and Cam Reddish, who all put up about 12 to 10. And then Jabari Parker played in 30 games, started in only 23. He didn't put up 15 points per game, so that's pretty good, but he barely played. Dwayne Dedmon, DeAndre Bembry, Jeff Teague. I mean, this team, Trae Young had to carry this team. I will give him props for that. He carried this team. But no one else is on his team except for himself. And unless you want to consider 40 games of John Collins, I mean, I guess it's not bad, but he missed a lot of games. And DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, Cam Reddish, who just were so inconsistent. Some of them didn't even play a lot of games. I mean, I really feel like Luka's better than Trae. I think that this proves it right here. Luka has better stats, especially per 36. His on-off is way better than Trae's. His team in general is better than Trae's, and you would say that that's why Trae Young is better. But remember, Luka's second best player, or technically his best player alongside of him, is a big man. So, he's 7'3". It's not like he really can pass that well. I mean, Kristaps is great. He's a unicorn, but he can't really pass that well. Well, the next player, John Collins, still a big man, but I mean, he's 6'8". I mean, he's not that tall. I think that this really proved it because Trae Young, he has no one else on his team to shoot except for him. Let's talk about field goals per game. Trae Young, 20.8 throughout the season. He put 20.8 shots up per game. That is so many shots per game. I think we can all agree with that. Let's say Luka, he put up 20.6, that's still a lot. But no one else on Trae's team could shoot at all. Trae had to shoot. He had to. About 20.8. The only 4 other people, and 2 of those players didn't play over like 45 games, took over 10 shots on the team. So Trae was the only one who could shoot. Luka had other options where he could pass to. Trae was the only one who could shoot, so he had to chuck up a lot of shots. So, I mean, if you still want to say after this that Luka and Trae are like the same, that Trae is better than Luka or something like that, say it all you want. But I think the stats right here really prove that Luka is way better than Trae. And, I mean, yeah, the stats proved it right here. If you want to argue the stats, then you can. If you want to argue Mike Korzemba, AM Hoops, 2 big basketball YouTubers, you can. But I think that this really proves that Luka's better than Trae. But, yeah, guys, I really expect there to be a lot of hate on this video. But if you guys really checked the stats, looked at the stats hard and clear, and, I know stats aren't everything, but even, like, a lot of, like, there's a lot of people also saying that, not just me, that, Luka's way better. I will admit there's probably a bit of Luka bias, but, I think that I can't really be biased towards stats. But, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Be healthy. Comment down below if you still think that Trae's better than Luka. But, yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Be healthy, stay safe, and peace.